Welcome back to the Armory series here on the second channel. Quick reminder, this is not a review, this is not the facts, performance detail side. That's already done. Check the pinned comment, it's over at my website. The video footage leading up to that is of course on the main channel. These videos are thoughts, feels, and discussion with you, hopefully because you've had a chance to handle something for a while and it's been out for a minute. What we're talking about today is this Sig P226X Legion. This one happens to be a single action only model, but they do have the decocker model. I was surprised by this. I didn't know it existed. It was sent by Sig, kind of without warning. They're just like, hey, you want to review this? And of course, I'll review anything that's sent. And I know Sig is a hot topic, at least as of the moment I'm filming this. One thing that I appreciate Sig recognizing is I don't care about that stuff. I don't talk about that stuff. I review guns regardless of what country or company they come from, and my review format keeps things fair, honest, and even because I have a protocol. There's no special let's make this look good or let's make this look bad B-roll potential, and rather than conjecture, I just give you guys straight up performance and my thoughts on the sample that I have based on my experience as a shooter. So, what do we have here? Well, the 226 has been in service for decades, loved by many. The X line changes the slide cut a little bit, modernizes some things. We've got an interesting wraparound grip piece here that really makes this not feel like a 226. And then single action only with the manual safety. One of the best manual safeties, by the way, I've handled. Very, very positive clicks on and off. The single action trigger in dry fire is good. Nothing like groundbreaking or amazing, but at the same time a very responsible trigger. It's a trigger that could be used for duty, but I don't think would hold people back. Irony, of course, with triggers is we all see good triggers, and good triggers can help mediocre shooters shoot better. But the better the shooter you are, the less important the trigger is. So there's this interesting circular logic loop that happens on people seeking triggers. I've shot enough guns that while I can certainly tell when a trigger helps me shoot well, I've also shot guns that are notoriously bad triggers that did fine for me because I just learned how to use it. Being able to take 226 mags, being able to be optics mounted on a 226 or on a 226. This happens to be the Romeo X enclosed with the circle dot reticle. I'm a big fan of circle dots. Using the Sig lock mounting setup, it mounts low enough that these standard height sights do co-witness through it, which is another thing that I like. A random thought on co-witness through red dots that I don't hear discussed enough. It's not just important for if or when your red dot fails, but it's also an advantage for those who don't shoot dots a whole lot, because the presentation height when presenting the gun is the same height as it would be for irons, except now you've got this electronic sight to make things a little bit easier and allow you to focus on the target rather than sight alignment. I really enjoyed this thing. I look forward to putting more rounds to it and having other people shoot it. It's a pricey gun, definitely in the higher end of price ranges for what I like to have in a handgun. I don't doubt that some of the more expensive guns have the effort put into them for the price that they command. I've just found that in general I can do just as well with something less expensive. This is kind of sitting at that top end, but not too far. And another thought I had while shooting this after the 2024-2025 double stack 1911 craze is this is kind of an alternative for that, especially being a single action only option. I think I would have preferred one with a decocker and a nice smooth double action. I don't know what the double action is like on the X Legion models, but again, now we're back to trigger preferences and experience. It's totally a personal matter, so you really can't, unless it's notably dangerously light or terribly rough, long, and unpredictable, there's really not a lot of trigger talk that that I listen to because I found it really doesn't matter. If you're a Sig 226 fan or spend some time in one of the branches of service that use the 226, I could see you really appreciating this gun. Or, like I said, if you want to be kind of on par with the double stack 1911 Groud, but you want a simpler action type, simpler field strip, and the very common, available, and affordable 226 mags, this might be a good option for you. It's a bit heavy for me as a carry option, in my opinion, but I've seen comments from some of you that say no problem with that. I believe there's also a version that has an aluminum frame. This one certainly feels steel to me. The gun feels quite heavy for its size. But again, handguns are compromised to begin with, and frame material is a choice of compromise. The heavier the gun is, the more burdensome it can be to carry, but most definitely the nicer it is on the range. In the lighter, the opposite is true, and this was very, very nice on the range. I'm filming this before that range video has published, but patrons, you know what I'm talking about, and of course those of you who visit the website have already seen the range video because it's been out for quite some time over there. I'm curious what your thoughts are on these X Legions. I realize that how much disposable income one has or does not have sort of taints the way we look at these, but without looking at cost and how much it might impact your personal lifestyle, what are your thoughts on the X Legion series of guns, including the 226 like this? I think it's neat to have a modernized 226. The gun is, I mean, we've modernized 1911s, right? After all of their service, why not have a modern 226? Those are my thoughts. Thanks for watching.
GBGuns, do to level ammo, LG YMP, David F. Derrick S. Jr., Donald H. B2, Fast Eddie Gary B, George H. Grant K, Jenna I. Joseph T, Kevin B. Marvin T, Moses S. Peter A, Rick Scott King, Follow 215 Tom. Thanks for the tip, level Allen B, Bristol County Jail, Christopher J. Clinton Cubby Bear, David G, David P, Ed C, Farhan N, Dear 76 Gort, Glyphons 3JS, Justin H, Lee H, Michael W, Mrs. Doodle Pop, Ohio Crawford, Red Sky, Robert E.B. Suits Hut, Summer G, Tap to Johnny, Uncle Lindsay, Waha. Keeping things on this level, Adrian H, Brad M, Carol B, Daniel D, Edith P, Gary L.C., Gilby Gort, GBC, 1986 of MD, J.E. Mark